everybody? Welcome to Impact Podcast. We're happy to be with you tonight once again for another episode. Number 7. Woo! Come on, give it up. Number 7. We're going up. We're going up. Oh, yeah. And it's great to be with you one more night. This is going to be a fun, exciting night. So we're super happy that you're logging in with us right now. If you're watching live, thank you for being here.
Welcome.
If you're not watching live, I'm glad you're watching right now. So welcome to Impact Podcast, episode number 7. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to invite your friends. Please send it to everybody. Don't forget to like, subscribe. We need your help in order to grow and expand this podcast and reach more people, bless more people all around the world, because that's what we're here for, to be a blessing to people out there somehow and speak life, speak faith, speak Jesus into their lives and be a blessing, be a source of hope in this hopeless world. Amen? That's Come on, somebody. So we want to welcome everybody that are with us. I see Marcio here already. Wondra watching already. Come on, let us know you're here. We know that there are more people. We see that there are people watching. My wife, Cynthia, is here. So keep letting us know you're here. We want to say hello to you, so say hello to us. And don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. So I'm with my friend AJ here, as always, every Monday. And I'm going to let him say hello to you and introduce to us our very special guest tonight.
Yes. The kiss is for me, for you, Marcio. Yeah, absolutely. For you. But first for my wife, okay? Listen, welcome once again to Impact Podcast. We got today my friend Josh Trigueros. His name is Josue, but we're going to call him.
We got two Josues here
tonight.
Josues,
yeah.
Oh, yeah, Josue.
Yeah, that's right. Josue, Armando Josue, and then Josue Trigueros, right?
Josue Trigueros.
Yeah. But the stage name for tonight is Joshy.
Joshy.
So give it up for Joshy today. Appreciate you being here.
Pleasure, bro.
I just want to remind everybody real quick. Yes. I just want to remind everybody.
Wait, can I press that real quick?
Yeah. Come on, go right here.
Which one?
That's the drum.
Oh, the DJ?
There we go.
Oh, it's actual buttons.
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing?
So listen.
Yeah, that's legit.
Oh, look. She said, once I said, yay, Joshy. And then she said no to Marcio. Listen, everybody watching and connecting right now, especially those of you who are new, I want to remind you that our podcast is now available on Apple, on Google, and on Spotify, and even on Anchor.fm. So our podcast, if you can't watch the entire live YouTube show, you can now go and listen to it
while you work.
While you work. While you number 2 in the bathroom, while you drive.
I was trying to drive,
but you know, however you want it, you can go ahead and listen to the podcast. So, listen, if you missed it via video, Diego, we see you.
Yo, all the way from Florida, my brother Diego.
Yes. So if you missed it on YouTube, you can now listen on those major platforms.
Yeah, we're everywhere now.
Yes,
we're everywhere.
We're taking over. We're impacting the world.
Yeah, come on.
So with that being said, I got my friend Joshy here today, and listen, I brought you on here like I told you because you have some really cool stories. You have some great stories, which at your age, not many people can tell. You know, kind of like with me and cancer, but yours is different. It's not so sentimental. Or in a way it is, but it's more entrepreneurial. You know, it's not about sickness. It's just about you going through trial and error, I guess you call it.
A lot. A lot.
But you know, we met about a year ago. A little more than a year ago.
Yeah, like
a little more than a year ago. Yeah. And we just clicked right away, which I like, you know. Yeah. And I met him very just a little while ago, you know. But
I thought you guys would go forever.
No, but it was one of those friendships that we clicked, you know. And he blessed me with that photo shoot recently. So again, I thank you for that. But
he had to talk about the photo shoot,
because he's a good photographer.
He can't help himself.
He's a good photographer. Hit me up. I'm going to show off my pictures again. No, but really,
I got it right here. Hold up.
He has really good photoshopping skills too. You told me about photo shoots. And so if you have a picture where you just look a little too ugly or too big, we have
There's
a guy.
a man right here that can fix you.
I'll try my best. Listen, I can't promise every single time, but I try my best.
You got a little too much acne in the picture. He can.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he's good at Photoshop.
Yeah. Well, listen. Tell me about. Tell the world that we're impacting today. Tell us about you a little bit. How you know, where you're from, how old you are. You know, where you were born, whatever, your favorite animal or color. Tell us
what do you like to eat?
Yeah.
Cool. So my name is Joshy. As you guys know, Josue, but I go by Joshy on social media.
Yeah.
I'm 24 years old, born in 1998, born in Freehold, New Jersey, where you met me at.
Nice.
And
not far from here, so you're
not far,
from this area.
Yeah. It was only like a 45-minute drive, so it was not too shabby.
Cool, okay, that's not bad, yeah.
And I come from a low-income family, single mom, you know what I'm saying? And I learned a lot. My mom taught me a lot. God taught me a lot. Life taught me a lot. And here we are, you know, trying to impact people, trying to work hard for my business. And
cool. How did you get into photography?
Good question. So when I was 17, my junior year in high school, my guidance counselor actually just put it in my schedule. And at first I was like, it didn't really interest me so much.
Right.
You know, I was just like, whatever, like I'm here, whatever. I was talking.
You can be a little louder. Don't be too humble right now.
No, he's good. I'm checking. Everything is good.
Thank you. But yeah, so basically, it was just in there by accident almost. And it wasn't until like after high school that I actually started getting into it. Mm-hmm. You know, I was like, man, I got to do something with my life, you know? Yeah. And I had my friend actually at the time had a camera and he was like, bro, just take it, do whatever you want, play with it. Whatever, just don't break it, you know. Yeah. And so I kept playing with it. I took some courses, and like, you know, people just knew I was like, yo, Joshy with the camera, you know. And I wasn't too bad, you know what I'm saying. I just wasn't so consistent at it. It wasn't until about a year and a half ago, around the time that I met you, that I was like, man, I really got to do something with this. I got these bills to pay, man. I'm trying to push forward.
You liked it too, you know.
I liked it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, that's good.
And so part of it was just like, all right, so what do I do now? So I quit my job. I bought courses. I got the right mentors in my life, and I was just boom, just going. All right.
So before we go there, though, tell us more about where you're from, because I know you weren't born here, right?
I was born here.
Oh, you were?
I was
born
Freehold.
Yeah, that's right, Freehold.
But what's your background? What's your family?
Yes, I got you. So I'm Nika Chapin. My mom is from
What is that?
Nika Chapin. I got you. So
I was hoping some country I'm familiar with, Mexico, Ecuador, Colombia. I was like, that one. Where's the globe? We gotta get the globe.
What about the globe?
Nika Chapin. You gotta explain that more.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes. So my mom is from Nicaragua and my dad's from Guatemala.
Okay.
That's why Nika Chapin.
Chapin, the Guatemalans, I don't know why, they have a nickname. They call themselves Chapines or Chapin.
Yeah, I know a lot of Guatemalans, but I never heard that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Even for Salvadorans, they call it sometimes catrachos.
Yeah, catrachos.
No clue what it means.
Yeah, probably.
Why?
It doesn't sound nice. I don't think it's a compliment.
Sounds like Bago or something.
Yeah. But see, for not Colombians, for Guatemalans, it's Chapin.
Chapin, yeah.
Chapin. So say that again. Nika Chapin.
Nika Chapin.
So Nika for Nicaragua, right?
Nika for Nicaragua, Chapin for Guatemala. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I always throw people out.
So your dad is from
Guatemala,
and your mother
Nicaragua.
Yeah. Cool.
You know, the first time I saw you, I actually thought you were Asian.
Yeah, yo, a lot of people told me I look Filipino.
Really?
Yeah, I have a Filipino friend, and every time.
What do you think? What do you think? God, you're not gonna offend me at all.
Cuban.
Oh, no.
I mean, I know you're Brazilian, but
you already know.
Yeah.
Really? I told you?
No, I went on social media. That little flag there. Yeah.
Well, because I get Indian all the time. I get like
I can see that.
Eastern
I can
all
see
the
that.
time. Yeah. But Cuban, that's the first, yeah. That's the first. That's funny.
But yeah, so all right, so you're from we know where you're from, or where your parents are from. Yes. But then tell us what it was like, you know, growing up in a low income home, you know, how that helped you now, and then, you know, what it's like with having a single mom your whole life, you know.
Word. So first and foremost, I had my dad in my life until I was like 8. Mm-hmm. And then from 8 and on, that's when they separated. Excuse me. So basically, the most important thing that my parents taught me was the path of God. You know, I was raised in church. You know what I'm saying? Sleeping under the bancas during the vigilias. You know what I'm saying? Playing Pokemon cards in the back on Monday night prayer service. You know what I'm saying?
You were like that.
I was there, bro. I was there. Yeah. And so that's the most important thing that they taught me. And, you know, if you have that, you have everything. Yeah. But obviously here in this world that we live in, there's things that you really should learn, right? Such as financial literacy, work ethics, emotional intelligence, you know, things that my parents never really taught me because they never got taught themselves.
Absolutely.
You know, and my parents, they didn't really go to school. They dropped out when they were like 12, 11. They went straight to work. My mom was helping out selling tortillas in a big basket above her head. You know what I'm saying? My dad working in the farm and all that stuff. So
sounds familiar. That's, you know, we told a little bit about my background when we first started this. That's my father. My father went to school up to 4th grade. My father was working in the farm as an adult when he was 6 with my grandfather and the rest of his brothers.
Straight up.
Like, great. 6 years old, like working in the farm from 5 a.m. until sundown.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And going to school at night. And then at 4th grade.
Oh, yeah, school at night too. Dang, hustler, man.
And then 4th grade, they couldn't go to school no more. They moved to Sao Paulo, which is where I'm from, and it's like New York City. It's huge, you know, a lot of opportunities. People go there for opportunities. It's the 4th biggest city in the world, so there are a lot of opportunities there. Yeah. And that's where my father, you know, started working. My father's super smart. My father is brilliant. My father is like he's literally he's a calculator. He's brilliant, but it's street smart. My father learned everything outside of school. My brother said what?
He said
tell the story about carrying the couch in the street.
Oh, wow. What, to sell it or something?
No, to bring it home.
Oh, shoot. Damn.
That's a funny story, though. It's a funny story. It's a sad story, but it's a funny story. It's not really sad. It's just funny. When we moved here, you know, this is about you, but I know my brother was...
That's cool, man. Hey, I want to know.
But we moved here when you were born, 1998.
Oh shoot!
And we first moved to Ferry Street in Newark. We've lived in Ferry Street in Newark, and somebody told us that every whatever day that was, there were people would put furnitures outside, you know, and you could just go get them. You know, like they're free furniture, and you could just go get them. You know, but listen, you're in Newark. You're not gonna get good furniture. Well, we didn't know that.
I thought he was talking like in Brazil or something.
We didn't know that.
Oh, in Newark? Oh, shoot.
In Newark. No, I'm talking about Newark.
That's not only like not very worth it. It's probably dangerous too.
Yeah. So like we're not getting good furniture, but we had nothing. We got here and we got all excited, you know, like and. That and it's funny too. I'm thinking as I'm saying because I even was watching a movie with my wife the other day, right. and they were showing like those cabins, those wood cabins, you know, like the log cabins that you see like those big trunks, you know, tree trunks, and they're nice. And people used to say to us in Brazil, "Oh, the houses in America are made of wood." And that's my mind. That's what I had in mind watching those movies of people, you know, having those cabins and having those houses made out of trunk trees and so that's what I had in mind. It's like in America. So I'm thinking, you know, because in Brazil all the houses are made out of cement, you know, so like it's not made out of wood. So that's what that was my reference from the movies. So when I got here, I'm thinking that's where I'm gonna live. So I'm looking. It was an apartment. I was like, "What happened with the wood?" My father's like, "No, the frame of the house is made out of wood," and explained it. But I had this idea in my mind that we're gonna come here. You know, my father was already living here for 4 months, only 4 months. But in our minds, you know, my father came and started making money, and we're gonna live in this nice place and with a lot of money. It was a 2-bedroom apartment in the middle of Ferry Street. There were no furniture. My father only got to rent the apartment the night before we came in. Wow. And so when we came home, and I got all excited, and I was hungry. I was starving from flying, you know, 10 hours, and we didn't eat anything. We got out of the airport, and we came right home. Right. I get to the refrigerator, there were nothing, only cans of soda, like nothing.
Wow.
There were nothing, because my father worked like 12 hours, 13 hours on construction every single day. My father didn't have time to do anything, like, and he only got the apartment the night before. He couldn't get it before.
That's crazy.
And because he didn't have papers to rent, no credit, he was here for a month, and didn't know the language. And my father, so I tell people this, that my first meal in America was at Burger King. So my father gave my
really
brother,
American.
My father, welcome to America. So my father gave my brother $20 and said, take them to Burger King. Man, that was going to heaven for me. Like, I start going to Burger King every single day.
What you get? What you get?
Oh, Whopper, you know, like, just give me that.
Can't go wrong with that.
That looked really good. So we started eating that. So we had no furniture.
Right.
So people told us, go certain days that you'll find furniture on the street and you can just collect them.
Right.
So in our house, we had 3 different couches. One was leather, one was green, and one was yellow. Like, they were all different colors.
Taste the rainbow.
Marcia said my first meal was at Subway. So and one day, we had one of the couches and we needed another chair. My mother wanted a chair, and my mother
lunch, dinner, and breakfast was Subway for Marcia.
Oh wow!
Sheesh.
So my mother said, "Let's go get it." I mean, actually, we went somewhere. And we saw this nice chair, and my mother, take it. I was like, no, I'm not gonna take that chair. It was like a big, like, leather chair, like a recliner. And I was like, no, I'm not taking that chair. And she was like, no, take it. It's really nice. So I took it. As I took, my mom took off. Like, she run it. She's like walking really fast because she was embarrassed. She was embarrassed. She was like, I don't know you. She was like, I don't know. And I'm walking in the middle of Ferry Street in the summer, like, with like tons of people on the street. I'm carrying that chair on my head. And my mother's walking fast. And because she's walking fast, she's like, she didn't want people to, like, put us together. And I started screaming, Mom! Like, on purpose. Wait for me. And she's holding not to laugh. She's losing. And I was like, why are you embarrassed? This is for you. And I'm carrying that chair on my head. To this day, we'll talk about it. So that's why my brother says it. And I'm yelling and screaming at her name. And she's like, I don't know you.
Marcia says, typical Brazilian.
Yeah, very good.
I was laughing because I heard my mom's voice and what she said. Like, take it. Still to this day, we drive around. My mom sees like a nice rocking chair. Josué, vámonos aquí.
And take advantage of every little thing.
Oh man, that was the life of an immigrant. So yeah, so that's what happened. That's the story my brother was asking us to tell.
every podcast now we're gonna try to do like Diego's story time.
Oh yeah, he knows a lot. Trust me. Don't ask too much because he knows some things that I don't think I'm allowed to say in public.
No, yeah, that's not good.
You might as well reserve a button for him.
Yeah, Diego's story time. Like this one right here, is it?
Do like the Indiana Jones theme song.
We have one here that will be good for him, like this. Diego's story.
All right, so look. So now, with you though, so what was it like? So the question I think was, before we got into that, was what was it like growing up with a single mother? Mm-hmm. Did you experience, maybe not poverty, but did you experience anything embarrassing like that?
Carrying furniture
in the summer in a super ghetto town like Newark?
We have a lot of stories like that, man. I remember there was times before we had, I think it was, because there was times where we had food stamps. You know what food stamps is?
Yeah.
Where there was a time where we had food stamps, and then we stopped having food stamps, and then we had food stamps again. And I remember in the process of not having food stamps, dude, I remember going to my fridge and like only seeing like ketchup bottles and like sopa maruchas and stuff like that. I'm like, and like as like a 15, 14-year-old kid, I kind of didn't. I was just ignorant to it. It was kind of just normal, and I was like, okay, no, what's going on, you know? We had sopa, we had frijoles, we had the essentials, you know what I'm saying? So it was like nothing for me. I didn't really acknowledge.
To you, you know?
Word. Yeah. I didn't.
Do you have
really,
more brothers and sisters?
Yes. So I have another. I'm the oldest here.
Mm-hmm.
I have a younger brother and a younger sister.
Wow.
Cool.
That's great.
Cool. So you're 24 years old, come from a single parent, low income, and one of the things that I read about you that I was checking out with AJ is that you're not just a vlogger, but you're also a writer.
Yes.
So how you get into that? So now we know you got into photography because you liked it, and your friend gave you a camera, and you started experiencing, you fell in love with it. Now it's your business. Yes. And you're doing super successfully as far as we know.
Yes.
So much so that today, just today even, and I don't know if you want to talk about that, you let us know. But you met an NBA player. You were taking pictures. Just today. It happened today. So God is blessing you. You're growing. But besides that, I want to talk about that too. But tell us about how you got into writing. What made you want to write stuff? And you said you were going to write your first.
Because that's not something everybody just
wants
to do.
I feel like writing. You really have something in you. There's something that you want to express. Yes. There's something that you want to say in order for you to say, I want to write a book. Nobody just say, I want to write a book today.
You don't do that. It's hard for you to express it verbally, so you just write it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's hard for me to express myself verbally sometimes, especially if I'm mad. You know what I'm saying? So I'd rather just text away. I'm not like that. I'm not like I'm not a petty person. I'm just saying that's how it is for some people. So what the heck inspired you to write?
Word. So growing up in school, I didn't really care about school. You know what I'm saying? My parents never pushed me like, do your homework. You know what I'm saying? Because they didn't know about that. They didn't go to school themselves that much.
Yeah.
And so I started reading when I was like in 6th grade, but just like on and off. So I think that's what was like the first triggers of inspiration. But really what inspired me was when I was like 16, turning 17, junior year in high school, I got into my English class. And this is when I was like, you know what? I'm going to do something different. I'm going to freaking go ham in school. So I started sitting up all the way in the front of the class, you know what I'm saying, asking questions.
I did that every single year when it
that's
first
awesome.
started. When it first started. 6 months into it, I was all the way in the back. I tried.
Hey man, the back is where it's at. The back is where it's at. You got the jokes, the beat tapping, the rapping, the yo mamas.
I'm gonna focus this year. This year I'm gonna be my best. This year, I'm not gonna be crazy. I'm not gonna do all. I'm not gonna be bad. It worked for a week.
It happens.
But I'm glad you did it.
Thank you, bro.
Somebody did it.
Yeah. So you moved to the front.
Yes.
And then you said, I want to take this seriously.
Yep. And so basically, I didn't know I was a good writer until like English was the first thing that really like popped up. I got straight A's my first year, and then like halfway into second marking period, like the second quarter, I got moved to honors because I told my teacher, I was like, listen, there's a bunch of kids here, they just laugh and talk, and I don't feel like I'm learning. And she was like, well, it was general ed class. It was like, well, there's no other really option for you to go unless it's honors. Are you willing to take on honors? And, I was like, why not? Let me go to honors. Yeah. So my teacher, really great. Shout out Mrs. Ellsbury. She was really good. And she was a great teacher. And that's when I actually started to like figure out that I was like decent. I started learning things about like figurative language. Yeah, decent.
It was not just a number.
And so I started to become passionate. Excuse me. And I remember there was an essay contest in my school, and I was like, I'm gonna sign up for it. I have no idea what the heck figurative language is. You know what I'm saying? Like onomatopoeia, what I'm saying? Similes and metaphors and all that stuff. So I started Googling this type of stuff. And the essay that I wrote won the essay contest, and I was like, okay, this is when I was like, okay, so I'm not too bad at it. And I enjoyed it. I loved it. I like constructing the words together to bring out a message and portray certain things, and I was just like, this is it.
Wow.
And so cool. My senior year, I asked her if I can go to AP, and so I got into AP, and ever since then, man, I've been journaling. I've been just writing. I try to write every day, and I just want to impact people.
And I know that's also like an entrepreneurial thing, where whatever you're trying to accomplish, you want to write down your progress and kind of write down what you could work on, what you can need practice in, and just how you feel about it to let it off your chest.
Yes. Yes.
So you say you're writing every day, but you have a desire to write a book.
Yes.
And what's the subject? What burns in your heart? What is the message you want?
Who do you want to reach?
The same people, the people who are like me that I grew up. that didn't really have that guidance, that fatherly figure, that older brother sibling type thing in their life. That yo, stack your bread up. You know what I'm saying? I'm serious. It's like, hey, this is how you talk when you walk in the room. You know what I'm saying? Hey, brush your teeth. You know what I'm saying? Things that my parents didn't sit with me and like, yo, come on, let's go brush your teeth. It's not until now I'm just like.
No, that's for real. Cause when you said that, I remember my dad. Every time I walked, and if I was like slouching, just walking, my dad would be like, "Mijo, saque el pecho," you know, like take your chest down, you know, look up.
How did he say?
Up right, "Mijo, saque el pecho."
Saque el pecho.
Yeah, like get your chest out, like. So just walk out. Yeah, saca el pecho, like saca el pecho.
I know exactly. It just sounded funny.
But you know, he would tell me those things, like fix your collar. You know.
Well, I have a funny story about my dad too about that stuff. Well, my father and mother.
Story that Diego wanted
my father and mother wanted to. They actually went to visit my grandparents in another state. It was like for 5 days, but it was like 10 hours away, like really far.
Yeah.
And my Diego, my younger brother, he was too little to stay home. He was like probably around 7, 8, and so he went to stay with my aunt.
Right.
And Luciano, my older brother, and we stayed at home together. And it was 5 days of craziness. Like I had no limits. I did all no drugs, alcohol, things like that. No, but I watched whatever I wanted to watch. I ate whatever I wanted to eat. We'll get there. I did everything, and one of the crazy things I did, I had a very long hair and very thin hair and dark black hair, and kids in my neighborhood were shaving their heads. Like that was the trend, shaving their heads, and they'll leave like a piece of hair, and they'll go like here, like a piece of hair like this, and then they'll put gel on it like this, and for some reason I wanted to do that too, and I didn't just shave my head like out of nowhere from long dark full hair to like nothing to zero, and I left the piece here and I dyed it blonde. Like blonde, worse than what you see right now.
You bleached it.
Like bleached, and like my neighbor did it. Like I didn't go to a salon. Like the girl, she put the cable, put it there. She like sit in the sun for 30 minutes. I came back. I was like, I was a whole new person.
Oh my God.
And it was like that, and nobody knew it. Like my brother was like, "You're dead, you're dead," and because my parents were like, they were pretty strict with us, and. So I remember my father came home, when my father parked the car, he saw me. He just looked at me and went like this. It was always worse when they didn't react right away. And so, and I'm thinking I'm cool, man. I'm like 13 years old, like 12, 13 years old. And I think I look cool. I think I'm killing it. I'm rocking it. And then one day we go to church. And it was like a midweek service, and I came in late. And I walked in late, and it was a very small traditional Baptist church. So like everybody knows everybody, and nobody in the church also knew that. And remember, traditional Baptist church. Nobody in the church knew me. I was the drummer, and I walk into the church, and I didn't notice that, but my father said that. Even the pastor, everybody went like this, like to me, and I'm sitting there thinking, and I'm this cool guy, and I go home, and still like it has been like 3 days now, and my parents didn't say anything. Like, wow. And so we go home, and my father is mad about something that I have no idea. I don't remember what it was. I was in the living room. And I can remember to this day, I was laying on a couch with one leg over the couch. Like, one leg over the couch, watching.
You were also late to church then.
Yeah, I was my brother. So I was late. I was late to church. Everybody was looking at me. So I'm laying on the couch, one couch here, watching TV, one leg over the couch. My two brothers are seated on the other couch over there. And here's the kitchen this way. And my father's talking to my mother, and my father's mad about something that was going on. And I don't know what it was. So my father didn't say anything. But then when he walks this way to the living room. When he sees me on the couch with that hair like this, out of nowhere, my father comes at me and said, "And you take that off right now, or I'm gonna cut it off and pull it off with my own hands." That's it. And I was like,
can you say it in the language? I want to hear the.
Se você não arrancar esse cabelo agora, eu vou cortar esse cabelo com a minha própria mão. Vai arrancar essa porcaria.
That's legit.
It sounds even worse.
And my father was tough, man. I was like, I went to the bathroom. I started. It was like,
Probably walked to the bathroom really sad, like, man.
I don't want that beating, man.
It was crazy. That was a crazy day.
How did we even get to this story?
I have no idea.
What were you saying?
I don't even know. Hey, I like it, man.
Second picture.
Second picture.
We gotta put this up.
Second picture.
Mijo, second picture. Oh, man. So, man, I forgot what we were talking about. What I mean...
Parents.
Oh, yeah, struggling parents.
That's right. Second picture. Every time you do something, I'm going to tell you that. Second picture.
Oh, man.
It's not even until now that I'm actually conscious of my posture. Where I'm trying to, like, you know, if I catch myself slouching or driving, I'm just you know what I'm saying, trying to like fix that up, because I'm trying to live long, man. If God willing, I want to live to like 90, 100 years old, whatever.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I don't want to be like this, you know what I'm saying? I've seen those old people like that.
Yeah.
I don't want to be like that.
No, man. I mean, we actually yesterday we went to a church in Brooklyn. We saw the pastor. Pastor was 80 years old.
God bless.
But I'm talking about 80 years old, strong, like
walking like it's moving around,
talking,
like nothing.
his voice like nothing.
Heck
And
yeah.
I'm sitting with the people next to me, like I'm telling our team, I said, guys, this man is 80 years old. And I was like, what? I said, yeah, this man is 80 years old. And I've seen some other 80 years old. I've seen some 50 years old that look older and sound older
He makes
than
the
that
50-year-olds look old.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like that's the way to be, man. That's the Bible
really
way
thought
to
he
be.
was in his 50s, 60s.
Yeah,
when I
like
first saw him. It's pretty cool.
yeah, no, like amazing.
But
That's the way to
those
do
are
it.
really things that we're not taught in life. There's just like little corrections to steer us the right way. Whether it's with our posture, our mind, our emotions, whatever. Especially
Metaphorical posture, spiritual posture.
Exactly.
And those are things that are not. You said that your parents didn't know any better, but these are things today that a lot of the kids in this generation have no idea. Even if they're not being taught, or they're either not being taught, or they're just literally ignoring it because it's so. What we see today out there, it's so embarrassing sometimes. Kids just go anywhere, dressing anything.
Like stinky.
Yeah, like there's some kids that you see them in the morning, like if you go to a coffee shop or whatever, there's some kids you're taking your kids to school, and you see other kids coming in
full of boogers.
Yeah, you can see like dirty clothes. That kid hasn't taken a shower in days, and also not just the way they I'm not talking just about their appearance. I'm talking about the way they talk, the way they talk to people, the way they disrespect. I remember growing up that kids, like, we respected people that were older than us. We respected them. And like today, it's actually the opposite. These kids from this generation, they think that they know better than the older people because they think they can tax faster.
Right.
Literally.
They don't even know how to talk to them.
They talk to people like they don't like that. Listen, today we hear this generation saying we're gonna change the world. Like, listen, you don't even know how to wash your underwear. Stop saying you're gonna change the world. You don't even know what you're talking about.
Right.
We're gonna save the wells in Alaska. You don't even know how to cook an egg.
Yeah.
So but that's how they're proud.
Yeah.
Because they think they know too much. They think that you're gonna talk to them. They open their mouth. You see some of these kids going to protest. They put a microphone next to them. It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
And they think they're
like, don't know a thing.
Like, if it's my kid, let me tell you something. I'm gonna slap you silly. That you're never gonna act like that again.
And most of the kids our age too, they know how to drink and smoke better than they do to know anything else. Whether it's a skill or even if it's just a lot of people too. You know, you'll see them joining a bunch of game shows or just little other things, just because they can pay a bill and they can get a good job and, you know, finance a car monthly. Now I'm ready to marry somebody.
Yeah.
I'm ready to, you know, do everything I want to do.
Sorry, everybody, for the sound. My wife just went up the elevator. Sorry. She probably forgot about it. So,
But,
yeah.
No, it's sad. It really is sad. You know, the other day, too, one that I was really mad when we went to the baseball game. We went to the Lakewood Blue Claws baseball game, and then my wife was like, this kid next to me stinks. He wasn't even close to us. He wasn't a young kid, and all I saw...
that heat?
Yeah, all I saw... It was
hot. Right?
She was already
even
bothered.
worse.
She was already bothered, so she was like, I can't stand it. So I look, and he was like 5 seats down.
Oh my gosh.
And he has long hair, and I can tell by the way his hair looks all dirty, messed up, and sticky. That's where the smell is coming from. Like it just got a whiff of his smell, and I was just like, oh
No
my
way.
God. I was like, you want to switch seats? And she was like, no.
It won't make a difference.
She put like a vomit emoji.
Yeah, it was pretty nasty, but it was embarrassing. So now, let's get into where you are now, or like what you know. Tell us what inspired you now to because right now you basically run your own photography business.
Yes.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
How long did it take you to get there? Because
Great
you
question.
said you just took it seriously
Yes.
about last year.
Yes. So basically, before I really get into that, I actually wanted to talk about my journey from 5 years ago until now.
Tell us.
Yeah, go ahead.
So,
please.
I failed a lot, so much, but I appreciate that. You know, a lot of mistakes in regards of like not taking a good picture and charging a certain amount of money towards people, you know, to the point where I'm like, yo, I'm surprised I didn't get sued.
Really?
Because people can sue you, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like
They
messing
can
up.
sue you over that picture?
Yes, because dude, it's their wedding day.
Oh.
You're paying a service. It's like someone doing your roof. If they don't do a good job, you know what I'm
Our
saying?
photographer that did our wedding photos.
Yeah, because it's like if you it's a crazy beautiful moment for their day,
Yeah,
and if you miss the kiss, come on, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Even if you pay $100-$200, you know what I'm saying? But
I always wondered, because I work in insurance, so I always wonder, why does a photographer need liability insurance? I didn't
Now you know.
that part.
yeah,
Now you know.
equipment
So, yeah.
and stuff like
So
that.
you're lucky, or you're blessed or happy that God delivered you from being
sued
yeah.
from
It's such a
getting a
young
lot of
age.
bad rep. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And for me, the biggest thing was entregando el trabajo late.
Mhm.
You know, that was my biggest thing. You know, I told them I'd give it to you in a
Delivering
month.
the work
I'd give
late
it to
for
them
those that
6
don't
months.
speak
Not too much Spanglish.
Oh yeah, word my bad.
No, bro, we translate. You go ahead, use it. I love it.
And so basically the whole process of like not knowing how to use a camera, you know what I'm saying, not knowing how to talk to people, to instruct them to how to pose in front of the camera, you know what I'm saying, it was a lot of frustrations. There's times where I wanted to give up. There's times where I was just like, man, why am I even doing this? I don't even like this, you know, because I'll be really honest with you, as much as I like photography, for me it's just a stepping stone.
Gotcha.
You know, once it gets to the point where other projects in mine start like really pushing out and start flourishing,
Nice. Oh, that's
I'm just
good.
like, all right, no more weddings, man.
No, that's good.
No
Yeah,
more
cool.
weddings.
Yeah, because dealing with people, especially
Yeah.
in that moment, weddings are very stressful.
Yeah.
A lot of pressure.
It's a lot of pressure.
Especially if you're
Dealing
dealing
with
with the
people,
wife,
emotional.
Dealing with the bride in their wedding.
Yeah,
That's
the
like
family, you know,
coming in
the
front of
crazy
a
friend, the
dinosaur
thing that they,
T-Rex.
you know, like, and no.
There was this one time, right?
Weddings are the worst.
I did a wedding and I charged them almost $1,000, and I was so focused on trying to get a good picture that I kid you not, I didn't talk to the bride the whole day.
Oh,
And
wow.
yeah, and that she was bothered, man. She was ticked, and I don't blame her. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because like I'm just over here learning the aperture and the shutter speed and the ISO and composition and lighting and this and that. And I was just like, hey, move this way. Okay. Why is it not coming out? Okay.
Wow. So like no feedback to the bride.
No feedback
You
whatsoever.
didn't even say hello to her, like, or congratulations.
Yo, I didn't even say hi to her when I came in. I was just like, hey, can I grab your rings?
Oh my god.
And your shoes. But, you know, as time goes by and I learned from the pros, you know what I'm saying? It's just, you learn a lot of good things.
Yeah,
and
right.
and that's part of, I think, for someone who who is starting out or wants to start off little by little with a side venture is to get a mentor, whether it be virtual or physical. You need to know somebody. You need to know someone who has been there before you've been there, and can teach you things so that you don't make the mistakes that they did. You're gonna make mistakes. That's part of the process.
But you can avoid some.
Yeah. But you can avoid a lot.
You get their nuggets of wisdom, which really help you. You know, because they accelerate you, if anything.
They accelerate you, man.
You know what thing I like about what the wedding scene does? Most of them are actually Jewish weddings.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's very interesting.
Cool.
Really interesting.
Yeah, I actually just left my job there. I was working at a Jewish wedding studio. Whew, man, they get married Sunday through Thursday, bro.
Wow.
Sunday through Thursday. So I was just like 10 plus hours going to Boston, going to Florida, going to Chicago, going to New York, Muncie, everywhere, man.
Wow.
To the point where not too long ago, I did 6 weddings back to back. And the first time I ever experienced...
Did you send the pictures later to the wrong people?
No. So
those weren't for you.
These are beautiful pictures, but so I was actually my boss's.
Wait, that's not my
That's
wife.
not my
It's like, when did I get married then? Jeez.
That was funny. That was good. So 6 weddings back to back?
Yes, and I had this thing called post-wedding hangover, where I was feeling dizzy, I was feeling a fever, I lost my appetite for like 3 days.
Oh, wow. Because of the pressure?
Because it's a lot of pressures. Like,
it's a lot of physical work too. You know?
Not so much physical, believe it or not. Not so much physical. It's more social. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because when you do photography, you almost gotta like intensify your character by like 3 times.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so part
you
of that.
Be this funny, sanguine, like that loves to talk, and you hate to talk. You have to put up a shell because you have to be professional, and you have to tell them what to do.
Yes.
How to pose, where to go, where to stand. You know,
especially
and
if they're already
make them
stressed.
feel comfortable.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because they're already stressed. They're already they got the schedule they're worrying about.
Not for me.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Not for me.
I can see why it's a stepping stone.
Yeah,
wow.
Straight up stepping stone. Like,
wow.
and but I enjoy it. I like the interaction. I like getting good images.
Yeah.
Cool. You know, I feel like an artist when I'm taking pictures.
Yeah.
So I don't mean to cut you off. Remember the video you posted on Instagram today with the Jewish people going?
I thought about it.
Yeah.
You see that?
Yeah, I said that to him and I was like, bro, did you ever see this at a wedding? He's like, they get pretty wild. But
they get wild, man. I love it though. They dance so freely, man. That it's just like it's really inspiring.
It's
It's
one
really
of the pictures where you were dancing with them.
Oh yeah.
But tell us about tell us more. What were you gonna mention with that?
I forgot what I was gonna mention.
Oh man, look at that! You get close here. I like to get close. There we go.
Probably can't see.
Yeah, can you see it? Yeah, I think so.
I'll go to the camera.
Yeah. I can. It's.
Yeah, they should see it.
It's close.
Yeah.
It's close.
All right.
But yeah, it's been a process.
So where you are now, though, you know, how are you feeling? Because I know you said you also got a mentor. You got somebody to help you out. You know, and what has been pushing you besides your mentor with you wanting to push it up to where it's no more weddings? You know, like what have you learned in the past with your entrepreneurial, you know, I guess stepping stones where you just want to learn, you want to get inspired? Because I think you mentioned the emotional thing, right? The social thing. Sometimes you need to get like emotionally recharged to be able to really be somewhere like that and kind of give them that energy. Because it sucks, you know, like not being emotionally charged or not receiving happiness, and then you having to, you know, get sucked all out just to get really good pictures for somebody else, you know.
I'm laughing because Marcia said, "Yeah, to see Brazilians dancing."
I can't wait.
Watch the Brazilians.
That means Marcia dances.
Oh, I've seen Marcia dance.
Oh man,
I've seen Marcia.
I don't want to see
Marcia and Ali in a wedding. Yeah.
I don't want to see that.
After that, I had to pray for them. I said, "Who are you? Come here." I'm kidding.
So basically, part of the process, I think, so far within the 5 years, is learning, making a lot of mistakes, and learning each piece bit by bit.
Not anymore.
Rebuked. Renewed. But yeah, so basically, I feel like, so let's say if we put it to like 5 steps, right? 5 steps in order to like push and be successful, right? Yeah. I feel like over those 5 years, I had to learn each step, but I had to learn it one by one, right? And now I feel like I'm at to the point where I can actually intentionally go and attack with those 5 steps.
I see.
You know, like I owned my craft as a photographer, which was a big struggle for me. You know, every time I took pictures, they were nice. Everyone thought it was nice, but I didn't think they were nice because I had those good, solid images from professionals that I knew were nice.
Right.
And so I didn't feel confident because of that. And so if you don't feel confident, you can't really sell something.
Confidence is important on everything.
Very important.
Yeah.
And so that was part of the process. And like now like I just quit my job, and a lot of it has to be with a lot of what I'm going through right now is a lot of testing of faith, right? Wow. So I quit my job. I have a strategy. I have a plan. While I don't literally know the outcome, in my mind and in my heart, I'm just like, I know God got me. Mm-hmm. And very little savings. I invested the last few months. I invested a lot into equipment. I got new equipment. Nice. And so very little savings, and I'm just like, okay, something's got to happen, man. Right, something's got to happen because these bills ain't stopping.
Right.
And so literally a week ago, someone hits me up, a photographer colleague of mine. He's like, hey, you busy Saturday, which is a Saturday just passed? And I was like, no. So boom, I won $500 that day, and that's for my rent. And so I want to talk about this. So this Tuesday, tomorrow, I'm doing an engagement party, right, for a friend of a person that I networked with, and here's how I networked with them. So part of business, for those who aren't really getting into it, a big part of it is networking. You know what I'm saying? Having a product, having a service, and then reaching out, branching out, and getting those products and services to people. So I worked as a waiter about 1.5 years ago, right? It was a very small party. I was the only waiter there. You know, nothing crazy. Things that it's just like I can do with one hand type thing. You know what I'm saying? Plastic stuff, you know what I'm saying? Buffet style. They serve themselves. And basically, I had my camera with me. And I was just like, I told him, I was like, hey, I got my cameras. Like, when I'm not working as a waiter, you mind if I take some pictures? And the whole night, I had a camera strapped on me, working as a waiter, you know, making sure the napkins were refilled, the sodas were stocked up, the cups were there was no garbage on the tables. Wow, snapping.
Nice.
For free. I offered for free.
That's right. That's how you do it. Yeah, sometimes, you know, that's your business card right there sometimes, you know.
Yeah. And so you know, I was just like, man, something's got to happen after that. And I forgot about it. And literally, I got their Instagram. The sister who got engaged, the sister of the person who got engaged got my Instagram. And like literally a few days ago, they were like, hey, what are you doing Tuesday? I was like, oh, shoot. It's like, oh, yeah. Oh, no, her friend that she told to, she was like, hey, blah, blah, so-and-so recommended me to you. And I was like, we want to know if you're available this Tuesday for an engagement party. And I'm like, cool. I am. Yeah. I was like, holy cow, man. So
it came from that, you know. Yeah. Sometimes you have to give in order to get, you know, a lot of times.
That's the secret.
You know, but I'm talking about in the business world. Sometimes in your career, sometimes what it seems like it's a loss, it's actually gaining because you're what it looks like you're doing something for free. You're actually opening a door for something much bigger that can come later because of that connection. Somebody saw that. I had no idea you took pictures. Actually, I have an event coming up. You know, like I had no idea. I actually do. You have a lot of people there. You don't know what are the things that are going on in their lives and what if they need something or not, or you know. So and when you do that, you know, it just you literally just exposing yourself for something bigger. You know, so it's good. That's really good.
Yeah. One thing I like about you, bro, and I'm not sure. I think we're getting close to the hour, but before we even start to close, I just want to. I see from everything we're learning about you, you have you're very faithful. You know, like you throw yourself in a situation where you kind of have to have faith. You know, and I like that. But I want you to also tell us the story of when you went to watch Lewis host. Yeah, because I know that you had a crazy dive, and then you ended up in a good position, even meeting Lewis host. So
is that the same one? The same story that you had to sleep somewhere or whatever?
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
tell us the story because I heard it's really good.
Yeah. So I was 20 years old at the time, and I got free tickets from a friend that lived out of she lived up north in New Jersey, whatever, and she was basically like, "Hey, you want free tickets to Lewis Howes band? I know that you like Lewis Howes and listen to him and all that stuff." And I ended up going. I had very little money. And I was just like, all right, I'm going to go on a bus, and I'm just going to try it out, see what's up, see what I learned from there. Because I know those events are good for, like, knowledge and networking and all that stuff. Yeah. So I remember the whole process was just a whole, like, lesson of faith, man. I remember I had direct deposit from my job. So I had to wait for money for my job. So I went with literally, like, $150. And I wasted almost all of it on food.
Oh my God.
Oh, wow.
Food? Bad spending habits. Yes. Yeah. And so I remember it got to the point, and I got to the bus. I literally walk out of the bus. Supposedly, we had 10 minutes of waiting time in order for me to go into the next bus. So I go to the snack vending machine.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
I get what I get. And I end up missing the bus.
Oh, jeez.
No money in my pocket.
How far were you from your destination?
I was like not even halfway there.
Oh,
I was not even half.
No money?
Yeah.
No money.
A lot of food, though.
A lot of food.
Yeah.
Already in my belly, though.
Not hungry.
Not hungry.
Man.
And so I remember at the time, do you guys know that song, Your Spirit from Tasha Cobbs? Not by might,
Yeah, I know.
not by power, by your spirit, God. Yeah. So at the time, I started listening to that song a lot. And I was like, man, I don't want to manipulate the situation and say, God, like, you need to help me. You know, I was just more of like, God, let your will be done. If you want me to go over there, then open a way. If not, I'll just go back. If I can. Word. I didn't think about that at the time. I didn't think about that. So, turns out I needed to buy my ticket again.
Yeah.
I needed to spend like $100-something, and I didn't have that money.
Right.
So I talked to them, and I told them, and at first they said, "Oh, it's okay. Just tell them the situation, and they'll have no problem." And it wasn't until like 20, 30 minutes before I got in line where they were like, "No, you got to buy your ticket again." I was like, "What do you mean? They told me I can go."
Wow.
Yeah.
And so basically I started praying, and I started listening to that song, and I was just honest with them. I told them my situation, and they were like, "All right, we'll see what we can do about it." So the people in the front desk, they were like, "We'll see what we can do about it. You have to ask the bus driver to see if he's okay with it." So I was like, "Okay." So I go to the bus driver and talk to him, and he was like, "You got to go to the front desk and see what they say about it."
Yeah.
So I was just in the middle of the whole process of like, man, what's gonna happen?
Right.
You know, but I was like, God, by your spirit, by your will, whatever it is, let it be done.
Yeah.
And so turns out they hooked me up. I managed to catch a free ride with them all the way to Columbus, Ohio.
That's great.
And so basically,
But how long that whole process took until you missed the bus and you got into the new
like
to
8
the new
hours.
ride?
8 hours.
8 hours.
I had to wait there 8
Jeez.
hours. I was on my phone. I was talking to people. I was reading. I was just chilling. But I was bored. It was a long time. It was a long time.
Wow. And so we finally made it?
Yes.
So where did you stay? So you had no money to get there?
Yes. So.
And how did you get back?
I was a little wild, man. I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna test my survival instincts. And yes, and I'm gonna, cause
Usually
so what?
People do that in the woods. He did that in Ohio. People go to, they go camping somewhere.
He probably
they
went to
bring
find the
everything. Yeah, no, like, I'm gonna do it.
Maybe an
This
Amish
is
family
right
would take me
here.
in for the night.
So basically, I end up saying, because what I would do sometimes is I would go to McDonald's, I'd buy like a soda and a burger, and I'd just be chilling there the whole night on my laptop. You know, I do that like since it was 24 hours McDonald's, and I searched up a close McDonald's by there, but I didn't realize it wasn't 24 hours. So I was gonna try doing that. You know, staying 3 days at McDonald's, just chilling, maybe even
3
sleep.
days.
Yeah, that was my intention. A freaking 20-year-old kid. You know, I didn't think it through so much. So turns out
We can see that.
This is nuts.
So turns out it wasn't 24 hours.
Oh, wow.
After the first day of the event, I go back and it's closing. I'm like, holy crap, what do I do now? So I was just like, all right, so I'm going to try booking a hotel. Right. I didn't know you needed to be 21 in order to book a hotel.
And have a credit card.
I had a debit card.
Okay.
But I wasn't 21 because it's alcohol or whatever. Blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And I was like, yo, man, you really going to let me sleep on the streets, dog? He was like, sorry, policy, blah, 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 blah. I was like,
Yeah.
So I end up going back to the hotel. There was a stadium in the back that they had. And it was funny. It was so funny because at the time I was watching a lot of CIA shows, so I was thinking ahead, I was like processing. Okay, there was a security guard walking around every like 6-7 minutes. Oh, wow. All the way around. And I waited till I couldn't see him no more. I ran all the way under the stadium. It was dark. I had my bag with me. I put my coat on because it was a little chilly, and I just slept there.
Wow. Were you able to really sleep?
I slept until like 2 a.m.
And then you woke up.
Yes. So I woke up. I was like, I'm hungry. Let me go spend my money on things that I'm not supposed to be buying anyways. Yeah. So I go to the local bar, get like chicken tenders or mozzarella sticks, something like that. Yeah. And as I'm going back, my intention was, all right, so I'm going to stay up. I'm going to walk around. I'm going to see what's up and just explore, so that I'm not bored the whole time. Yeah. And I end up meeting this guy, and it turns out he was a drug dealer. And I don't know, I was just like, It didn't scare me because, I grew up like with drugs and people who sold drugs and stuff like that. So I was just talking to him the whole time, reminiscing and all stuff. And like, And
he straight up told you he was a drug dealer? Or you
I saw him. I saw him. Yeah, he had people selling drugs for him too.
Oh, wow.
At the bus station.
Yeah.
And so his thing was, hey, bro, let me just chill out here, do my thing, blah, 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 blah. And then I'll take you back to my place. Give me like $100 and that's it. I was like, okay, I trusted him for some reason.
Mm-hmm. For some reason.
Yeah, and basically...
Not a lot of choice.
Word!
Kind of had to.
In the stack of star, man.
Choice at this point.
Man, it was like a little part-time job before the event.
Word.
Some money.
It was like...
You wouldn't be deals for 2-3 hours.
What did you do while you were there? I did some delivery.
God, I trust you.
What kind of delivery? Like, actually, it's kind of confidential.
Yeah. Oh, man.
So he ends up finishing his shift, whatever, and we're walking.
Pretty serious. 8 hours. If you don't do more than that, it's overtime.
Oh my God.
He ends up
finishing his shift.
Yeah, the shift. Cool.
He pretty much.
Clock in,
serious
clock out.
business. Yeah, union, everything.
Insurance. 401k.
Dental, vision.
You get the preferred corner in the neighborhood. Everybody stops by. Oh my God.
So he finished his shift, and then
he finished his shift, and he's like, "All right, let's go back to my place." He's like, "Yeah, man, you can play video games and all that stuff, whatever." But I was like, "I bet," God, I was trusting him. And like as we were walking, I noticed there was like a lot of like hoodlum people just chilling on the corner. He was like, man, he told me, he said, after this line, bro, I don't know, man. I don't know if I can protect you. There's a lot of bad people out here. I'm like, okay. So me as a believer, I started praying for me and him. I was like, God, cover us with your blood, protect us, shine your light over us, my God, for real. Little did I know he was the one who planted those people there. Because those were his dealers. I just didn't know at the time. Because there was a lot of people.
So he almost like set you up?
Yeah. He pretty much set me up. To try to like instill fear on me. To the point where we passed by them and they said something and he was like, nah, man, he's with me. Chill. Hey. You know what I'm saying? Trying to act cool. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get my trust even more. And so we end up going to this part and there was like a river by there. And there was this actually big like apartment complex area. Really nice area. It was almost like this too. And basically he was like, he changed his whole voice. He changed his whole persona. He was like, yo, give me everything, man. Give me everything. And I was like, you serious, bro? And he's like, yeah, man, I ain't playing. And then he tried to play it off. So he played it off the first time. He's like, nah, man, I'm just kidding, right? Yeah. I don't know why he did that. But, so my bad. So before I go on. So he said, give me everything. So he's like, give me your card. So I had 2 cards in my wallet. One of them was to get my money deposited to, and the other one was the one with the money after the transfer. And so I give him the other card with no money. I was like, here. He's like, what's your passcode? It's like 1610. And he was like, nah, man, I'm just kidding, bro. But he never gave me my card back. Oh, no. He gave me the card back. And I just grabbed it and I put it in my wallet. He gave me back a Subway card, bro.
Wow.
Oh, he
switched it.
That sounds like something Marcia would do. Because he likes something so much.
He was mad cunning, bro. And so I thought he was just kidding at the point. I was like, oh, he gave me my card back. Oh, he was kidding. and then he...
And you didn't realize it was not your card?
I didn't realize until afterwards.
Oh,
yeah,
my God.
yeah. But I still gave him my code. I don't know why, but I was just trying to be honest, whatever. And so, basically, we get to this apartment complex in River, and he says it again. He was like, all right, man, give me all the money you got. So I gave him the cash that I took out so that I can pay him so I can sleep in his room.
Oh, wow.
I gave him the cash, and he took my card already. He didn't know I had another card. And the reason why I gave it to him is because then he started to reach in his pocket, and I was like, "Oh man, if he has a gun, man, I ain't playing, bro. I'm trying to live, dog." and then afterwards, he says, "Hey, I'm just going around the corner. I'm gonna go in through the back, and I'm gonna open up through the front." He's like, "I'll be back." So he walks away and never comes back.
Wow.
And thank God, a security guard was in that apartment complex area. Comes out, and I'm literally standing there, shook, frozen, of like, "Yo, this really just happened." And like the security guard looks at me.
You didn't want to take your computer or anything like that?
How'd you know I had my computer on me?
You said it. I was there at McDonald's with a laptop.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm good, but not that good.
So he didn't bother checking my satchel. He didn't bother checking it at all or telling me to give it to me. I guess he didn't think that I had anything on me, because the only other bag that I had was my bag of clothes, a plastic bag of clothes, which he was helping me carry to gain my trust. He's like, "Yo, I got you, bro. Let me carry it for you."
Yeah.
And so the security guard came out. He saw that I wasn't a threat. I was just like, I told him, I was like, "Yo, I don't know what just happened. I think I just got robbed, blah blah blah." And he went around and he walked where the guy left, and he was like, he didn't see anything. He came back. I was like, I told him the situation really quick. I was like, "Hey man, can I stay here?" And he let me stay there until like 5 a.m. That's when his shift was over.
Wow.
And so
this all happened like in the night after.
In the same night, yeah.
Wow.
And so this is what I did at 5 o'clock once he was left. Once his shift was over, I was like, "Yo, you don't think I could just stay here, bro?" He was like, "Nah, man, I'm sorry, bro. I gotta go. This is what I could do." So I ended up searching up like coffee shops, and I was like, coffee shops near me that open up at 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna go there, buy coffee, and chill. And so I call it Uber with the little money that I had, and I go to the coffee shop, and the coffee shop is closed. Mind you, I'm cold now, you know what I'm saying? I'm tired. And I end up walking back towards the hotel. I find another hotel on the side, and I tell them, it's like, "Hey, can I put my phone to charge really quick?" So I put my phone to charge, and I just fall asleep. I was just so tired. I wasn't even intentionally trying to fall asleep. Wow. I just fall asleep for like 20, 30 minutes, and the guy would come, "Hey, what you doing? You can't be doing this." Blah, blah, blah. And it's like, "Oh, I'm sorry." So I walk out, and long story short, I basically end up talking to some of the directors there. I was like, "Hey man, I'm 20. It's like, I really want to stay at this event, but I can't stay if I don't have a place to stay." And they were like, "All right, so here, this is what we can do. You know, we're gonna talk to a few people and just tell your story. Tell people what happened." And I told like 4 or 5 people. I didn't want to tell everyone because I didn't want to, give them a sob story and make them feel bad for me. Yeah. And so,
but you could have done it easily.
Yeah, or
a lot of evidence. Yeah.
And so basically, I end up staying at a 5-star hotel that night. You know,
wow.
one of the people there was like, "Hey man, you can stay with me, man. I used to be like you when I was younger too, man. Come through." Had my had my own bed, big bed. It felt nice. Shower. Oh,
yeah,
it was good stuff.
And then where did you get the money to get back to New Jersey?
That's another long story, but anyways, a friend. Anyways, a friend ended up paying for my plane flight home.
Oh, okay. So you flew home.
I flew home. Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's great. And then at the end of the day, though, you told me you got to meet Louis Holt.
Yeah, I didn't meet him like meet him. I just took a picture with him. You know, the first day I was there. Yeah, I took a picture with him. Yeah.
Well, you got to attend the event and everything.
I got to attend the event.
So after you got to the 5-star hotel.
It was nice. It was smooth. It was great. I learned a lot, made some good connections, and it was great.
Nice.
I'm sure you journaled about that.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Whoa, man, it's awesome. It's awesome, man. Well, I know we have a lot more things, stories, interesting stories to talk about.
Yeah.
But we gotta go. You gotta let the people go, and it's awesome, man. That's really cool, and I'm so glad that you're here. I'm glad
Me
you're
too.
Safe. I'm glad that you're safe. I'm glad you're back. We just want to encourage young people that are watching this. Don't try to do this because it can end up really bad.
The side effects may include trust issues.
Yeah, don't just trust anybody.
Wait, can I share something before we end?
Yeah. Absolutely.
So basically, one of the biggest things that I liked from that whole situation was I was able to see how resourceful I was, right? Mm-hmm. And so there's this person I was listening to one time, and he said, at the time I didn't understand what he said. I just thought it was cool because I liked him. You know, I was like, yeah, I kept repeating it and stuff like that. Yeah. So basically, what he says, it's not that you lack resources, is that you lack resourcefulness. And basically, just the last story real quick is I remember one time.
Elaborate that. What is that supposed to mean?
So
you don't lack resource. You lack resourcefulness.
Yes. So I'll tell the story and then I'll elaborate. Okay. So basically, one time I had to get to a destination, and I didn't have a car at the time. I had to walk, but it was raining, and so I was like, "Man, it's freaking raining, but I still gotta go." So the only umbrella that I had holes in it. And so the story just keeps getting better and better. Part 2.
I had a car, but the only problem, I had no engine. But I had an umbrella, but I had holes in it.
It was a rainy day. Oh my god.
Jeez. Oh my god. That saying came into my mind. It's like resources, resourcefulness, and I was just like, I bet. So I had tape. So I go back inside my house, I tape up all the holes, and I got to my destination. So it's like, so basically resources versus resourcefulness. So the resource at that story was I needed an umbrella, but it had holes in it. So I couldn't really officially use that as a resource. So I was like, dang, what can I do? So in order for me to get to my destination, I needed to be resourceful. And so I grabbed tape, covered the holes, and I was still able to get to my destination.
Right. So in other words, be creative.
Be creative. Like at the end of the day,
with what you got.
Word. And I think that that's going to be very fundamental to my success in my life, my career, because my whole life I didn't really have the resource of money, but I still made things happen. Mm-hmm. And so now that next level, when I have the money and the money starts coming in, it's just a matter of bow, 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 boom, 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 boom.
Yeah. Cool. Sounded really good.
It sounds like
it sounded like it's really good. When that really happens. Man, that's nice. That's nice. That's good, man. That's good. Yeah. I like your personality. I like your tenacity. I like your energy, and I really believe you're gonna do well. You're doing well, much better than before. We're not gonna rub you, so don't worry. You can trust us. Just give us everything you got.
I actually got some cash in my wallet and stuff too.
I'm just kidding. I'm doing like the guy. I'm just kidding. But here's my subway.
We'll settle this after our shift.
Yeah. So our shift is almost over. But anyway, all kidding aside, it's an awesome story.
My cheeks are hurting from laughing.
Oh God, this was definitely the funniest we ever had so far. So. But all kidding aside, it's great to see what God has done in your life, as we can see and as we have heard so many great stories what God has done in your life. And we know it's just the beginning, it's just the beginning, and the best is yet to come, So Amen. Keep going, moving forward with that tenacity, energy, dreaming big, Amen. Planning, writing, because writing is extremely important because the Bible tells us to write the vision. Make it clear, so who reads it can run with it. So that's the importance of writing your vision. I like what the Bible says about that because the Bible tells us whoever reads it can run with it. So vision, preparation causes you to move faster than just a person that is just going by instinct. So that's what it's so important about writing the vision. I like when I hear about people that I write every day. I don't write like in a notebook every day, but I do carry my phone with me where I have places where I write all my ideas or things that it's in my heart, or even just sometimes I hear one word, one phrase. It kind of hits me differently, and that I can see that can help me somehow or can inspire me to write a message. Right. I put on that little folder right there so later I can sit down and develop and I start meditating on that. So I don't have the habit of writing like in a journal like a lot of people do in a diary, like people do. But that's my way of doing it. You have to find your way and do something. You know, like sometimes I was talking to AJ before actually asking me some things. The way I put notes in my Bible is, all kinds of colors and notes from everywhere. I write things like and stickers, and I said to him, I don't have a format. I just do what works for me. And you have to find the way that works for you and whatever you're doing. But do something that can inspire you, that can help you grow. And I'm sure that this is helping somebody that it's watching now and they'll watch you later, even though you're a young guy, 24 now, right?
24.
But you have a lot to share, and I was blessed tonight by your story, and I've learned not to trust a lot of people, so I'm learning a lot of things. But all kidding aside, no, literally, I really think it was a very positive night, really positive podcast.
Thank you, bro.
I believe it's going to help a lot of people. Hopefully we got a lot of young people to watch this, so they can learn from you, and keep going. Like I said, your first camera wasn't your camera.
Wasn't my camera,
And
but I ran with
and
it.
Inspired you. And now you have your own equipment. I saw you coming in. You had your bag. You had your stuff. Your tripod and everything. It's like now you have your own equipment. You started somewhere. So, and that's awesome. Everybody, thank you. Let's show our friend here, Joshy, some love for a great night, for being with us tonight.
Joshy.
One just said, it was great. Keep it up, Joshy. That's awesome.
Thank you.
God bless you, everybody. Have an incredible night.
Yes.
We love you. Thank you for being here. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to hit it right now. And share with your friends, because we know people will be blessed by this night. It was great. So we love you from PJ, Joshy,
and
AJ.
Yes.
God bless you. We love you.
See you next Monday.
We'll see you next Monday. We have another guest. Listen, next Monday is a special. You're not going to want to miss it. For the next 3 Mondays, we have guests.
Yeah.
And it's getting better and better and better and better. And next week is going to be really, really good. It's definitely something that is going to inspire you with your health.
Yes.
It's going to inspire you with working out. I'm not going to give all the details, but it's going to help you how to get better, how to eat better, how to stay in shape, how to get in shape. So you don't want to miss this, because we're going to have a professional.
Get yourself off the couch and get active.
Is awesome. So I'm not going to give you details, but stay tuned. By the end of this week, early next week, we're going to start advertising. We're going to have a special guest here. Don't miss it. It's going to be great.
Yes.
We love you. Have an incredible week, and we'll see you next Monday.
Subscribe.
Subscribe. Well, let's go with the best laughing in the world. We love you.
He brought the speaker closer.